Right now, as you're going through this explainer, your body is literally under attack. I mean, not by lions or sharks or anything like that, but by something far, far smaller. Millions of bacteria, viruses, fungi, and other microscopic invaders are constantly trying to breach your borders. And this isn't just a once-in-a-while thing. Every single day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, this invisible war is raging. Now, some of these invaders, totally harmless, sure, but others, they've got the potential to make you seriously ill. Yet most of the time, you don't even realize this epic microscopic battle is taking place. You're just going to class, studying for exams, hanging out with friends, completely oblivious to the 24/7 defense operation that is actively keeping you safe.
So, I want you to ask yourself, and really use that active recall here, it's super important for your studying. How exactly do you survive millions of these microscopic attacks every single day? How does your body know which cells are yours and which ones are dangerous interlopers? Well, we're going to dive right into this because today we are breaking down one of the absolutely most fascinating biological systems ever created. Okay, for those of you taking notes, here's our quick syllabus for today's explainer. We're covering 1. Meet your invisible army. 2. The body's first defenses. 3. The rapid response team. 4. How your body remembers. 5. Why we still get sick. And 6. Keeping your army strong. Let's get right into it.
Chapter 1. Meet your invisible army, the network protecting your body.
Think of your body like a giant, bustling, heavily populated city. Every single day, millions of visitors arrive. Now, most of them are just harmless tourists, but a few are dangerous criminals. To protect a city this size, you can't just rely on, one security guard at the front gate. You need police officers, security cameras, emergency response teams, the whole command center. The immune system is exactly like that. It's not a single organ. It's this massive, interconnected network of cells, proteins, organs, and tissues all working together. Its mission is incredibly straightforward, but monumentally difficult. Find the invader, destroy it, and protect the body.
All right, if you're taking notes for your next biology assessment, definitely lock in these key vocabulary terms. This right here is the infrastructure of your defense network. We've got the bone marrow, the thymus, the lymph nodes, the spleen, and literally millions of specialized white blood cells. Together, these components are constantly on patrol. They are searching every single inch of your body for anything that just doesn't belong. They're basically your biological security cameras and patrol units, constantly on the move.
But before those internal patrols even have to lift a finger, there's an outer perimeter. Let's look at Section 2, the body's first defenses, the fortress walls blocking germs. Before germs can even think about infecting your cells, they have to face some serious physical barriers. These are your fortress walls. First up is your skin. I know it looks simple, but it acts as this nearly waterproof, impenetrable shield. Most bacteria literally cannot pass through healthy, unbroken skin. Next, we have the chemical and fluid barriers, so your tears, your saliva, and the nasal mucus inside your nose. These fluids trap harmful microbes like flypaper before they can spread anywhere. And let's not forget your stomach. The acid in your stomach is so ridiculously powerful that it destroys a massive amount of dangerous bacteria you might accidentally swallow with your lunch. Seriously, most germs never even make it past these incredible first defenses. But here's the critical question, right? What happens if the germs actually manage to sneak inside? Like, what if you get a paper cut or you inhale a particularly stubborn virus that somehow slips right past that mucus?
Well, that is when the real battle begins. Welcome to Section 3, the rapid response team and the cellular battle.
As soon as harmful bacteria or viruses cross your physical borders, your specialized white blood cells are already waiting for them. But how do they know an enemy from your own healthy cells? It all comes down to antigens. Definitely write this one down. Antigens are tiny molecules on the surface of an invader. Think of them as tiny, highly specific identification badges. Your white blood cells are constantly checking these badges, and if a badge doesn't match the body's recognized IDs, boom, the cellular alarm is instantly raised. Once that alarm rings, this whole biological cascade begins. Let's walk through the rapid response sequence. Step 1, the antigen badge is detected. Step 2, your immune cells immediately release chemical signals that actually cause your blood vessels to widen. It basically creates a multi-lane highway to rush more white blood cells right to the infected area. Step 3 is inflammation. Now, I'm sure you've all had a red, hot, swollen cut on your finger, right? Well, that redness, heat, swelling, and pain isn't actually the infection itself.
No, it's the sign that your immune system is successfully doing its job and flooding the area with troops. And finally, step 4, the complete destruction of the infected cells.
And my absolute favorite part of this whole destruction phase involves a specialized group of white blood cells called macrophages. Macrophages are just incredible. They literally swallow dangerous bacteria whole. Think of them like microscopic biological Pac-Men just roaming through your tissues, munching up and destroying enemies to keep your city safe. It's an absolutely epic cellular battle, and it's happening right under your skin. Okay, so the invader is defeated. The city is safe once again. But that leads us to another really fascinating cognitive puzzle. How does the immune system remember its past battles so you don't get as sick the next time around? Let's move to our 4th chapter and see how this builds. How your body remembers, the intelligence archive. Here is where things become truly amazing. And this is a major, major concept for understanding immunity. Let's say you catch chickenpox. Your immune system fights the virus, and eventually it defeats it. But your body doesn't just throw away the blueprints of the enemy. Nope. Instead, some of your white blood cells actually transform into what we call memory cells. These cells remember exactly what that specific virus looks like. So, years later, if that identical virus tries to enter your body again, your immune system recognizes it almost instantly. Instead of starting from scratch and going through that whole long rapid response sequence we just talked about, it launches a much faster, much stronger attack. Thanks to these memory cells, the virus is usually destroyed before you even notice a single symptom. So the crucial takeaway here is that this incredible biological memory is exactly the reason vaccines work. Vaccines are basically a training simulator for your immune army. They safely teach your immune system to recognize those dangerous antigen badges, but without you having to actually suffer through the disease itself. Your immune system learns, it remembers, and it creates those vital memory cells so it stays fully prepared for any real future threats. It's a real game changer. Now, you might be thinking, if this system is so powerful, why do we still get ill? Let's look at Section 5, why we still get sick, and the breaches in the system. Well, even the greatest armies have their limits, right? Here's why the germs sometimes manage to win. First, some viruses, like the flu for example, are absolute masters of disguise. They constantly mutate and change their appearance, meaning those memory cells we just talked about, they don't recognize the new antigen badges. Second, sometimes bacteria simply multiply way faster than your macrophages can swallow them up. And third, our own choices heavily impact this army. High stress from exams, chronic lack of sleep from pulling all-nighters, and poor nutrition literally weaken your immune defenses, lowering the amount of troops you have available to fight. We also really have to understand that sometimes the system itself malfunctions. And heads up, students mix these two concepts up all the time, so let's get this straight. First, we have allergies. This is when the immune system overreacts to something totally harmless, like pollen, dust, or pet hair, and treats it like it's a deadly invader. Then, on the other hand, we have autoimmune diseases. This is when the system makes a critical error and mistakenly attacks the body's own perfectly healthy cells. Like any powerful, highly tuned system, the immune system only works perfectly when it is properly balanced. Which brings us right to our final chapter, keeping your army strong and reinforcing the troops. Look, while there is absolutely no magic food, pill, or supplement that's going to make you perfectly immune to all diseases, science has given us a very clear study guide of habits that support a healthy system. Getting ample sleep allows your immune cells to rest and function properly. Regular physical activity actually improves your blood circulation, which helps those white blood cells patrol your body a lot faster. Eating a balanced diet gives your cells the raw nutrients they need to actually fight. Managing your stress keeps your baseline defenses high. And finally, and I cannot stress this enough, washing your hands physically removes the enemy before they even touch the fortress walls. And honestly, this brilliant quote really summarizes it perfectly. Sometimes, the best protection begins with the simplest habits. We have this incredibly complex, microscopic military force inside us, yet the absolute best way to help it win is just by washing our hands with simple soap and water. It's kind of wild when you think about it. So to wrap up today's explainer, I really want you to remember this core takeaway. Every single moment you are healthy, an invisible network of organs, cells, and proteins is quietly fighting tirelessly to keep you alive. It learns from experience, it grows stronger, and it protects you without ever asking for a thank you. So the next time you recover from a cold, or you just watch a tiny paper cut heal on your hand, take a moment to appreciate the absolute marvel of biology happening right inside of you. Because the human body is just full of mysteries waiting to be understood. What will your curiosity discover next about the microscopic battles inside you?
Keep asking questions, keep studying hard, and I'll see you in the next explainer.